Hello, hello. Testing. Subtext. Suki Hartzer. So, it would appear that Hartzer is correct. Tomorrow, posted April 30th, so that would be today. It's 1800 UTC, which is in a half hour. So, we don't really want to compete against Faf Live, to be honest. So, might talk to the farmer, because he's apparently running the stream. So we might just, we'll see. We'll see what the story is. What's up, Swackle? New streak indeed. No one has the tournament coverage role. Okay. I don't even know what that is. Considering you show much views recently. Well, SCTA is not the biggest thing. Mods are not the biggest thing, really. What is this map on ladder? We have a new map pool, I guess, because it's May. Yes, Tex, what's up? You're very loud in the chat. 2v2 and didn't get a ping on Discord. Shameful. That generates more than half the viewers. Maybe it does. Maybe, I don't know though. I don't know. Money laundering, okay. I don't think you really understand what money laundering is, Thomas. You should probably do some research. This is a ladder map, but apparently it's 10 by 10. I mean, it looks... I really don't know. Oh yeah, Ladder League. Yeah, shit, we'll have to play ladder this month. I was playing a lot of ladder at the start of this month, and I was like, oh, there's no ladder league, so why the so I kind of lost interest after a while. Also, we were busy streaming and playing. Because, it doesn't work out for us. That's a weird... That does... You can't see that that's a crater. You actually haven't... You can't see that that's a crater. I don't believe... Like, what? That's crater as well. That's... Okay, well, I'm against that. What's up, Niall? Someone would post the ladder maps by rating. I think they do. I mean, FTX was doing that. Let me... This is too loud in my ears. I'm pretty sure FTX does do that. At least he did. General... Oh, you know what? Because FTX doesn't make the pools anymore, then it's not getting posted. So Arch should deal with that. Weird textures, I kind of agree. Yeah, so how much reclaim in total? Only like 10,000, so it's not even that crazy in reclaim. And I like that the reclaim is in specific locations that are quite clear to see. I don't like the craters. I don't see why they're in a crater. That doesn't make any sense to me. And probably the terrain is overdone. Like, just get rid of the craters. They're useless. And there's probably too many, too much Well, it's not really that much. It's you know. What do you mean? It's quite a bit. But like, it's also not a small amount. So, look, language is vague. If you're questioning what I mean, then just understand that language is a vague thing. So one statement does not convey enough information necessarily. Okay? It's the English language's fault, really, when you don't understand me. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'd say there's too much terrain here. Generally. Too much blocking paths and, you know. I don't know what people think it does. Exactly. Do they think it makes things more strategic? Do they just... I think a lot of times map makers just do things and see what the fuck works, which is fair enough, but you know, I mean, that's really how you learn anything. Trial and error. Just guess. But sometimes you can make better guesses. But anyway, let's see how the game actually goes. Esperanto has a way better build order, because that's just the nature of Reclaim. If you are better with oh my god, Blast hasn't taken like any of this. Blast has 600 Reclaim, Esperanto has 1900 Reclaim, so GG. Simple as that, I would say. No one has really studied the science of map making. No. The people who make maps are generally not... I don't know. People who make maps are usually concerned with aesthetics. And no level of aesthetics can make up for bad gameplay. So that's kind of the situation. And a lot of people just don't really... Yeah, I think that's really the issue. Most of the time, people are who make the maps are concerned with aesthetics more than gameplay. And the gameplay, they just kind of throw stuff at the wall and see what happens. I don't think I will ever make a map, so I just don't. What is this? Is this bomber thinking that this scout was an engineer, perhaps? Ooh. There's one with a flak right next to your spawn. Well, it's neutral flak, right? It's some, it's probably a chosen map then. I mean, I don't see anything inherently wrong with that, to be honest. Especially if the map layout lends itself to air being very strong. I don't really see any issue with that. Oh, it's not? It's... Okay. Well, then I don't know what you're talking about and I need to see it, because that does sound like an abomination. If it's not neutral, then yes, what the hell? I mean, there's flak in the middle of Certus, but again, you can see those civilians because it's a structure and it's Certus, so everyone knows it's there. Or, well, most people do. And T2 Max from Blast. Blast's actually doing admirably well considering his start was fucking terrible because he got no reclaim. But he got the reclaim later on. Esperanto didn't really use that opening to his advantage. I think he sent like most of his stuff down this avenue and then the AC was there. So you don't really get much advantage from having extra tanks when you send most of them towards the commander, enemy commander. But still, Esperanto's in a good position, I'd say. I mean, for sure. I mean, like, Blast is missing this. Esperanto has this. Blast bombs the top side, which is fine, but again, he doesn't have the other side. He's lacking this mechs, and yeah. 10 by 10 map with like 7 mexes. Yeah, I don't think the map gen really should have been put on ladder, but we'll see how it goes. Esperanto going to take some damage, but there's not enough tanks here to really do enough damage for it to be worth it, in my opinion. You need about 5 more tanks than this to really do a lot of damage to the ACU. And even then, you got to question whether it's worth it. There should be a map with 2 Civ Mavers. Okay. Well, you're just a wacky dude. It had 5 trillion reclaim in the middle. Okay, well now I'm interested. Now I'm more interested in it. I might want to look at that replay. This bomber has a lot of damage done. Esperanto, overall, he's taken more of the map, but it seems like he's struggling to actually do useful things with his units. I mean, this was quite useful. The anti-air is killing a lot of bombers. He's using a lot of bombers himself, but that's not really going to be too important for him. The AC is quite secure. And T2 land is up. T2 Mex is also up, so Blast doing quite well. Are we all wacky dudes? Definitely not. Blast doing a lot of damage on the top side. Can he retake any of the top side? Well, he's got engineers. I like it. Look, engineer here. Dead transport that they came along. So, oh, maybe a misstep to leave this position, but then again, well, if he uses tanks and saves the Hydro, he's going to lose the Hydro. That's a bit sad. Needs to get some engineers out. And the Mongoose and Bomber will clean up this nonsense at the back of his base. What's up, Noah? Interview went very well, lol. Is that did it actually, or is that lol mean it went horribly? Hopefully it went well for you. Okay, now the lack of units is beginning to pay dividends. Well, no. Not pay dividends. It's beginning to cost. Blast Shield is. But this attack doesn't seem very great. Oh, as long as the Mongoose don't suicide themselves in there. Stay at a bit of a distance, but yeah, this is going to get cleaned up. That's going to be a big mass donation. And maybe we'll see a gun upgrade. Esperanto really hasn't done much in the middle. I mean, look, he's been standing in middle forever. And yet, he hasn't taken any of this reclaim. That's a big error. He also has T2 land though. He's got 1 T2 Mex and a second one on the way. Blast has stopped investing in T2 Mexes because he's trying to just take more of the map again. Doesn't want to lack for units right now, but yeah, he has a lot of work to do. Like, these Mexes continually dying. But now Blast with superior map control. Overall, it seems he's taking the bottom side. There's a random NG there. Taking the top. Need a PD up here for sure. Definitely need to invest a PD here. Yeah, I know there's map gen in the ladder pool now. Actually, he asked me practically no technical questions, talked about stonks for 10 minutes. Okay, it sounds good then. It sounds great. Figuring out a map. Just ran into 2 map gen maps and both are just resorted to the gunships. Yeah, I mean, that's the same problem for everyone though. So it's like, that's a problem for you, it's a problem for everyone. So I don't think that specifically is a problem with the map gen maps. That's just the nature of them. I think inherently it's not a bad thing. Some things that are a problem for both players are inherently bad though. It's not simply, obviously it's not simply that, oh well, you have to deal with it and so does the enemy, so then it's not bad. I mean, that's not obviously the reductio we need to go to. But in the case of just both players having to figure out a map on the fly, I don't think that's actually a bad thing overall. So I'm going to message Farms and see what the crack is. I agree, Andrew, that the terrain can be quite messed up with map gen. What's up, Pan Tobias? Welcome. Now that university's over, I can watch Jagged forever. Okay. Well, as long as I last here. Where's Farms in my chat here in the Discord? He's not even online. Oh, what a beast. Bold of you assume farms wouldn't be later. Yeah. Upgrade Cybern T2 PD. Cybern T2 PD is almost worthless in late stages of the game. Well, no, I mean, Cybern T2 PD is actually... The problem with Cybern T2 PD is... Well, for one, I think people don't recognize that it's cheaper than other PDs. For example, if we look at this, it costs 528 for a Seraphim PD. It costs... Where's the T2NG here? 540 for a Triad. A Siren PD is under 500 mass, I believe. So that's one thing. Second thing is, if you have a lot of Siren PD, when you have one Siren PD, it doesn't do much. When you have a lot of Siren PD, they're actually very nice, actually. Although sometimes they can miss, which is quite strange. But yeah, in general, it's still T2PD, and T2PD is still a sick unit, no matter whose faction it is. And yeah, upgradable T2PD would be busted as fuck. What's up, call sign? Super. Okay, let me ask in this other Discord chat about this show match, because I need to know what the story is. So yeah, both players have gun now, unsurprising on this map, I guess. And Blast just has way more HP. Now, he could protect these Mongoose a bit better. Also, shield would not go astray at all. But overall, Blast is a beast. Even though he has less mass, he just always seems to have somehow a superior position to Esperanto. He's just outplaying Esperanto. Honestly, throughout most of this game, I feel like Esperanto's just been outplayed. Not the best micro. Now we're back in range, which is good. The Mongoose. A lot of Mongoose have been lost here. I think Blast should be very aggressive, you know? Don't hold back here at all. Do not hold back. And don't leave the... Well, you know what? It seems like he's being passive in this particular fight because, well, one, he's trying to micro like a lot of stuff around here, like there go two Mongoose. I mean, he has killed this position, you know, he's doing things like drop. So here, he probably, when he walked away here and went out of range, it was probably because he was giving an order to this transport. So that's, you know, these things happen for a reason sometimes. Sometimes they don't, and it's just bad micro, but sometimes there's a reason. And, you know, he has more of the map, so he doesn't want to overextend. The problem is, although he has more of the map, he doesn't actually have more reclaim, and now he's walked into the middle of a lot of Ilchis. He needs to focus the ACU, because otherwise the best he can get here is a draw. Oh, Esperanto survives, gets a vet. Oh, Blast. I keep doing that. Yeah. Oh, he really outplayed Esperanto, to be honest, and then threw it at the end. What's up, Laura? How's it going? He looked away at the same time I did. Yeah, you have to be... Well, here's one thing. Here's a really bad habit that a lot of people have, including me, which is when you want to retreat your commander or move your commander in, you do so from zoomed out, perhaps, and you give a move order like back here, right? Now, you never actually want to just walk your ACU all the way back here. All you want to do is retreat. But you're like, okay, let's retreat. Okay? So you're like zoomed out here and you're like, you know, you're doing something else. You're like, oh, put some stuff on a transport. Let's get the transport over here. And then you're like, okay, let's retreat. And then you give a move order like way far away. Or you give a move order, okay, I want to move back in. You give a move order way deep into the enemy army. Because you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to actually go there, but I'm going to move in and then I'm going to micro again. But then you look away for slightly too long and then you're just in the middle of an army. So, what's up, Carrion? I have returned after a single day off. I'm trying to figure out what the story is with this show match. I'm gonna ping FTX. Pretty sure he's like 80 mass away from second vet and was focusing ACU. Yeah. He was focusing the ACU. Oh. Yeah, that's a problem. He has loads of power. You can see he's paused his air factories for faster overcharges, but just missed micro in the end. He can't do that. That's sad though, because Blast played a really good game there. For sure. He did. Okay, Farms is going to be late for the show match. Understandable. Okay, where is what's the map that you were talking about? Must be this unknown map. Yeah, here we have a map gen game. We're gonna watch that. Blackheart isn't online. Well, he's online on Discord. So no, I'm not gonna stream the show match on this channel. We all thought you. Okay, so 21 to almost 22,000 mass here. It's a Percy's in the middle, T2 Rex and T1 Rex. So look like Mongoose, Percy's, and Thams. Inexplicably, Thams are in there. Anything else? Some of them up on this plateau, and the same stuff over here. Wow, Tex. First bomber from Esperanto. So we have what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mexes each. Is that correct? First bomber might crush. It's better for direct donation or to patron you. Using the Stream Elements link is the best for me generally. That's like basically a PayPal donation. Thought I might be playing ladder. No. Three kills for the bomber. Sorry, I'm looking elsewhere at the moment. Bomber still is alive though. This engineer is under threat. Esperanto fails the micro there for once, twice. He needs to give orders, yeah. When you're turning, you need to give orders as close to the bomber as possible, so that it'll turn faster. FTX should just have you cast the show match. Well, I asked, and Farms and Washi are going to cast, which should be good. So to be honest, when the show match starts, I'm gonna probably stop streaming and send people over to FAF Live, and maybe we'll stream after the show match. We'll have to see. But yeah, I actually totally didn't realize that the show match was on today. SP rages against First Bomber and Groundfire Micro and calls it cheats, but does it anyway to other people. Well, you know, if you think it's cheating, I think it's that good that it counts as cheating. You should probably do it to your opponent if it isn't cheating. Bomber now from Thomas. As I say, when your opponent goes first bomber, if you can get a bomber up quickly, then it's usually a good thing, because they're going to be focused on base building. And their Inti is going to be late because they're going to be building Engies. Here comes a nice bomb. 3 dead engineers. That was a ground fire right here, by the way, not targeting a specific engineer. Oh, that's a good dodge from Esperanto. So you can see the dodging is all about timing, really. You can sort of dodge a bomber in any direction, but it's really about timing. Also, another tip, if the engineer is moving, it's a lot easier, right? So say this engineer was stationary, right? Okay, so if this engineer is stationary and you try and dodge, right, from a stationary position, and you say, I need the engineer to go here, the engineer is not going to start moving immediately. The engineer is going to swivel on the spot before it begins moving in that direction. And while it's swiveling, the bomber will bomb it. Now, if it's moving in this direction and you tell it to dodge this way, it will just continue moving, but it will turn and continue moving and dodge. So the first step to dodging bombers, in my opinion, is to get the engineer to move in any direction. So very often, like, they'll be stopped building a mechs. First thing is to move. Usually, the quickest way to get it to move is to move in the direction it's already pointing. And then you time the dodge with when the bomb is dropping. So just as the bomb drops, or just before the bomb drops, you move in the other direction. And then you can dodge pretty much any bomber. Thomas with total air control, but still this engineer and this engineer live. And the ACU is in middle for Thomas here, and Esperanto's on the right hand side. Thomas has way more mass already. And yeah, you can see, if we look at the base now, we have 4 engineers building here, we have 3 engineers building power here, we have 3 more engineers building power here. This is the nature of a map like this. The ACU can generate 50 mass income per second via reclaim. What you need is a lot of build power in the base, and this is what, you know, this is what the ditch is about, or DeRosa from like minute 1. And in these kind of maps, it's like that from the moment you start reclaiming with, you know, an ACU in the middle or multiple engineers. And this is a specific kind of skill which you have to develop by playing certain kinds of maps. I don't think you can have a map generator ever really replace... Like, there's no... I don't foresee there being a map generator so good that I won't want to play maps that are available right now. Like the classic maps, the GPG maps that are extremely good, or any custom maps that are really good. I don't see a reason to... I don't see a map gen existing that's good enough that I never want to play the ditch again, or never want to play you know, Loki, or, you know, what's a really good map? Go away, Thomas. Stop this. Yeah, MapGen has its own particularities. It generates specific kinds of maps, and they can be quite fucked up. T2 mechs, only one T2 mechs. I mean, this is kind of map where you'd think T2 mechs would appear once you, you know, start taking reclaim, but no. Aeon seems like a good faction for this map. But Seraphim is a good faction against them because yeah, maybe a few more Zooies could be mixed in. Yeah, we can see a lot more Zooies coming, and also bombers just constantly flying in. Labs on the left are brutal. Oh yeah, not bad. No PDs, no real defensive. I think a random MapGen map, if it was named and put in the vault, would be indistinguishable. But no, definitely not. I mean, I can see, I would know what a MapGen map is because they have a particular style to them. And Esperanto, I think, could die here. Like, he's very far from a veterancy. The Aurora need to keep moving in though, and need to keep moving around so that the Zooies don't get a lot of free damage. You don't want to just attack the ACU, you want to get around them. Because when you attack, then your stuff groups up and you lose 3 Aurora or 4 Aurora to a single bomb or a single Zooie shell. Yeah, you can go up on these. Yeah, these are ramps. They're not even steep really. They're quite shallow. But no, I mean, it's also not true that the maps we play are just the maps that were made. Like, yes, we play the maps that are made, but there are, I don't know how many thousand maps made, and most of them are not played because they're not good. And not all the GPG maps are played because not all of them are good. Like, are people playing Four Corners? No, they're not. Well, whatever about the ladder map pool, I have my own opinions about what goes in the ladder map pool, but, you know, not literally any map. That's hyperbole, obviously. So, that was a very aggressive attack by Thomas on the ACU with Aurora. It doesn't usually work out, especially when you don't use your own ACU. Like, if you had your own ACU, then Esperanto would be dead. But without your own ACU, you deposited a lot of mass, gave him some vet, I guess, and, well, you also lost air, which is probably the main reason you don't have many units left. You're getting bombed a lot. Having to invest a lot in anti-air, but this attack is really good. The attacks on the left have been really good, and you should just be in a really good position, although you don't have any economy, which is strange to me. Also, Esperanto, I thought he was going to make T2 air, but no. He does have one T2 mechs, which makes the raids a little less painful. Won my first ladder as a minus 300 against a 700. Nice one. Okay, that's a severe rating difference, so that's very impressive. Well done, Laura. Literally any map that someone makes calls 1v1 because of it, but I mean, no. Not, well, you know, the problem is that you're actually half right, which is not something I agree with. Not something I agree should happen. 13 kills. What the fuck? How does it have 13 kills? Not long until Jagged will nitpick your micro cast. Mapgen is in ladder, yeah it is. And Esperanto could die here. Once again, he's under threat. He needs to dodge a lot. And you can, because Aurora firing is, you know... You can dodge them. Esperanto is dead. Esperanto not looking that strong there now on ladder. I mean, Blast Shield outplayed him. Obviously, Blast is good, but you wouldn't normally expect that Blast to outplay him, and now he gets outplayed by Thomas, Aurora, Zimba. I mean, yeah, Aeon is... This is a great map for Aeon, to be fair. Alright, Tex is desperate for a game to be shown. Let's see. Tex versus Blast Shield. You only bet against Blast Shield. And then what? You bailed out a ladder? Huh? Oh, you can hear the birds, can you? Don't watch any, he says now, but now we've already opened one, of course. God damn it. Ladder's super low quality. Thomas, you sound like you're in a bad place. Holy shit, what the fuck is this map? $25k mass. What? Why is this map on ladder? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases in this tiny corner of the map. And some other mexes. That looks like a plateau there with one mex. I like Swedish bird. Okay, I see what you mean. I get it. Bit of hover action there. There's also a base here. There's a base here. There's also reclaim in both of those positions. There is some kind of... Is that T3 artillery there? And... Oh my god, there's a Salem on the land, so it gives full mass. There's a cruiser in the water and a T1 naval factory. An Aeon factory, by the way. So there's an Aeon factory with 2... And it's a tiny pond. Why is this map on ladder? None of this makes any sense. What in the name of meth? What's that? It's a couple of Janus there. Gunships. Inties. Bombers. Frame drops? There shouldn't be frame drops. I haven't dropped any frames anyway. On my end. Looks like a team game map indeed. That is what it looks like. Right, I'm going to keep an eye on FAF Live here. In case it starts. Yeah, so this seems quite silly. Tex leaving the base immediately seems like a major error, to be honest. See, here's why I don't like going to mid immediately. He's going to mid to get reclaim, to secure reclaim, right? Okay. Fair, but you have so many resources in your base that I would just, all, like, these engineers could be, you know, going to the hydrocarbon, they could be expanding here, expanding here. There's so much for engineers to do in almost complete safety, that then you could also, you know, then you can leave the ACU in the base building more. So I think staying in the base is better for the ACU in this situation, and that's what Blast is doing. You walked ACU because you're minus 11 massive base with no E. Well, that's, I mean, yeah, that's because you screwed up though. In the best case scenario, you can leave ACU in base, in my opinion. Now, getting the reclaim is fine, but again, you could send an engineer forward. There's even reclaim around the base, like this Janus here. Yeah, I mean, sure. You have an excuse. If that's what you want, you have an excuse, Tex. Don't worry. That's what you're looking for. That right there is why ground firing bombers is better, because you can't dodge a ground fire, really. So anyway, Tex is going to get the mid reclaim, which is pretty good for him. Overall, he's way ahead of Mass. And yeah, again, this is kind of map where a build is going to be super important, because there's just so many resources to work with. If there's less resources to work with, build means less. These look like tree groups to me. I'm not sure though. Well, wait, no, do they? I don't think they are, actually. I'm not sure if they're tree groups, but even if there are, there's not many. So the trees are not a big deal at all. What are some of the best excuses for poor decisions? We'll say first time playing the map, first game of the day, my mouse is broken, my keyboard is broken, my monitor is broken, you're lagging, sun is in your eyes, yeah, that's a good one. Your faction is better than my faction, balance is fucked, this map pool is terrible. You know, there's lots of excuses. There's really endless. I mean, it's a whole skill in its own right at the top level to excuse your own poor decisions. What's up, Lee? How's it going? There's a massive spider on the wall. That's one I haven't heard before. I'll have to use that. Okay, Blast does something which I'm a big fan of. Very fast T2 land. Once again, yeah, if you understand what the, you know, why you don't make fast T2 land in other places, in other maps, it means you can, when you get the chance, you'll know that you can afford to. Main thing is time, you know. You don't have time because the enemy T1 land will run over you. On this map, that's not really an issue, because all your resources, or a huge amount of your resources, are in your base, so you actually have plenty of time before the T1 land gets here. And you have time and resources to, you know, quickly make T2 lands. So he has pillars out. He already has pillars in the middle of the map by the time T1 units get to his corner base. So, you know, T2 lands is good. I mean, making T1 is not bad either, because you can see, like, Tex can maybe secure this location faster. You could secure a location here and then drop with the T1 land before the T2 land is here. So, you know, I think it's, I wouldn't say that you necessarily should go T2 land, but I think that you can. And also, I think the build, like, look the reclaim, 4,000 reclaim to 800. So the T2 land did not create the problems that Blast Shield is facing here, really. Massive spider bot, wasp in your face. Okay, so wasp in your face is very legitimate. Middle ACU. Oh, you're saying that you got all that reclaim extra because you sent your ACU to middle? Not really. I mean, yeah, it did help, but I mean, there's reclaim here. There's reclaim here. Blast really didn't aim for the reclaim. Like, look, Blast still has a Janus in his base, okay? Or no, Corsair. It's not just because you got mid reclaim with your ACU. It's because he didn't do anything against it. You know? So, like the encirclement move. Yeah, I mean, at this point, Texas has so much map control. It looks pretty bad. Having a full bladder. I've heard that having a full bladder can be, you know, better for you. Can make you more intensely focused. The reclaiming corners, yeah, this is dumb. Really dumb, to be honest. And yeah, Tex is getting that as well. Both sides. So Tex is just way ahead. Also nice Celine here, by the way. Very, 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 very bad. For poor Blast. I liked his approach, but he's not playing the map properly, so, you know, there's a limit to what you can achieve. Tex is, you know, dropping on all the reclaim. Yeah, total mass tells a story there. If you look at the army, it's probably still, it's going to be ahead for Tex anyway as well. 6k to 8k. There's 11 Ilshis out now. So, yeah. Yeah, this looks pretty bad. Oh, the Zooies. Very stylish army, you know. Unit mix, complex situation, and but you know, he's 22,000 mass behind. Also, Wetlands is not a good map at all, to be honest. It's not really very good. Don't know why you would think that that's a good map with high mass. Tex now has T2 gun and TML com. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. I think Blackheart and Petrick are about to play. Well, they're still not live on FAF Live, so we will send people over there when they start. And not much to do in this game. Nice pillars in the back base with a lot of veterancy. Focus on the mexes there. Blast is focusing on mexes here. He's going to get 3 of them down. He could possibly get a 4th if he doesn't retreat away. But, yeah. TML from Blast as well. Has a kill. Has killed something. But, yeah. Multiple expansions in the main base are going down to Ilshavo and Zooies. Blast only has T2 on his commander. I think he's been TML'd by the ACU. ACU has too many kills, actually. Just have shot things. It has 3 kills and it's on its 2nd vet level, so I think Pigeons may have died. Definitely Mex has died though. And this game is about to end with a TML launch. Nope. Yeah, the game's just quite over, and it'll just take a little while. That's Notha's coming in to snipe TMD, but there's another TMD, so it's not going to be too effective. T3 land is up. T2 artillery. Let's see the range on this thing. Yeah, that's brutal. That's absolutely brutal. Now going to go after the... Probably could go after the... T2 Bijan, but yeah, he's going to... Now they're, you know, trying to figure out what happened, and I think... they have a good idea of what the story is. So, you know, Blast, like, maybe I should have played a bit more normal, as in not rush T2 land, basically. Spammed more T1. I think I just rushed Reclaim. I think that's correct. And Blast, yeah, obviously Tex had the entire map, and yeah, just spam and rush T3 map. That's probably the most sensible, you know, that would be the default approach on this map. Xenoxis, thank you for the 690 zloty. Thank you very much for the super chat. And yeah, God Tier BO says Tex. I think that's definitely something that will make this map quite brutal. I mean, in general, I don't think this map really is suitable at all for 1 versus 1 ladder, sadly. If we look at what Tex has, I mean, he has more than half the map, obviously, but it's way too many mexes, you know. 69er boss. Get a million mexes and random reclaim to get, so just make a huge line of facts and pigeons. Well, okay, whatever. I mean, that's essentially what Blast is saying, is just spam a lot of T1 and then move to T3 quickly. Instead, what Blast was saying was, or what Blast did was make fast T2 land and try and use that, but I guess there's too much in the middle to make it work, to make T2 land there. You're going to want to make T2 land quickly, but not so fast, I guess. And really T3 land with, you know, something like, if, well, yeah, especially if you're like UEF, you want to get T3 land quickly for some Titans. They'd be very powerful. But I don't know, I mean, there's just a lot to do on this map, so it's going to be big APM battle. So yeah, thanks for that super chat. Wait, what? I think he's referring to the 690 zloty. Okay, let's see. Right, guys, so Laura sent me something here, so we're gonna take a look at this. Is this right? Yeah. Sent me some memes she made. Playing ladder, control K in the slightest mistake, minus 300 rating. There's so many people who just something went slightly wrong in the opening and then their head goes, or they just control K. Here, let me post these in the chat. Faf is nearly live. Thank you for telling me. Yeah, I can see that it's soon. Very soon. And it's going to be Farms and Washi casting over there. Sentence players won't like this. Hey. Well, the guy gets a few more views than me. A few more views. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do, guys, is send you over to Faf Live. We're gonna stop streaming so that we don't keep you all from really what I want to watch as well. So please head over to Faf Live and join me watching Blackheart vs Patrick play a best of 7, 1 versus 1 map gen on explored maps. So not only will they have never seen the map, they won't be able to see the map until they get into the game and start scouting. So no, I'm not going to stream myself watching it. What's up, Beauty? I might cast it after the fact, but no, I'm definitely not going to cast it as it's live, obviously. This was arranged at some point. Jagged reacts. So yeah, go over to Faf Live there. Let me just post it again. What's up, Bully? You're just in time to be sent over to Faf Live. Congratulations. You are the lucky winner. Oh, I'm actually signed in as Faf Live now. Oops. Who's hosting that? Yeah, it's Farms, and he's casting with Washi, as far as I know. So that's it, guys. Head over there, and I don't know if FTX is. I don't think he's casting. I think it's Farms and Washi. So that's it, guys. See you soon for another stream, and there'll be a replay review up tomorrow. So see you next time.